Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to Tìandtarot, or just welcome to Tìandtarot. Today's reading is a Valentine's Day reading. This reading is for everybody. So this reading is going to basically be about how someone feels about you. This could be a crush, this could be the person you're with, this could be your soulmate. You could just be asking, how they will feel about you when you meet and things like that. So we're just going to be covering everything about this person, really, how they feel about you, how they see you, if they have any rizz, what their love language is, and if they could potentially be the one. So this could be about anyone. Your crush, the person you're with, someone you're kind of getting to know but you're not really with yet, or it could be about your future partner, next partner, or soulmate. Whoever the person is that you want to think about and ask these questions about, that will be answered in today's reading. Today's reading has 3 piles. We have pile 1, 2, and 3. For pile 1, we have a heart that is a mix of Tiger's Eye, Jasper, and Jade. For pile 2, we have some picture Jasper in the shape of a heart. And for pile 3, we have a Jade heart. Once you have selected your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye. Hello pile 1s, welcome to your reading. So, let's get into your cards. I'm going to try and make the shape of all of your cards into a love heart. We'll see how it goes. It might not work out, but we'll give it a go. Okay, so your first card is the Empress, and this is about how they see you. So this person that you've asked this question about today, they definitely see you as out of their league. They see you as somebody they could never approach. Like they don't think they stand a chance. I think they would give it a shot because, they couldn't let the opportunity of meeting you pass them by. But I definitely think they are intimidated by you. They see you as someone who is above them in every kind of sense. They see you as someone who is essentially has like regal energy. Like you are somebody who is a leader, who is strong, also gentle and kind, and somebody who values the right things in life. Like you do care about material things, as does everybody, but you also really love those more humble things, like just taking walks in a park and, experiencing the small little pleasures of life, like hanging out with your friends and just having a laugh. Like you're also very grounded and down to earth, and this is essentially their first kind of impression of you. That's how they see you. They see you as someone worthy of the crown that they have. Okay, so let's look into what their rizz is like. Oh, okay. Their rizz is not good. They've not got much rizz. I think they just say like things that don't really work. It might be like endearing to you to see them sort of fumble the bag so much, but it might also be like, the rizz is what put me off initially, and it took a lot to recover from that. Like it might have been something else like that actually brought you guys together, not the rizz. That's 100% sure. So like, for example, they might have tried to come up to you and impress you, and it came across weird. You were like, absolutely not. And then you guys meet in a more neutral setting the next time, maybe at like a big party where there's lots of people, and you guys just talk normally, as if you're friends, not as if you're someone they're like trying to pursue you, So it feels a lot more like an equal energy and more comfortable. And that's maybe how you guys get to know each other, because initially there is terrible. It not great. Okay, so what are their feelings towards you when you guys first meet? Oh, okay. I think they see you as somebody who is essentially the cup that they're missing in their life. So I think that they feel really fulfilled in most areas of their life. But you, despite the fact that they feel fulfilled and whole and like they don't need anything else, you're like this cup filling up every single one of their cups. So even though these cups are full, they've got all they need, when they see you, they feel like having you in their life could just drastically improve it that much better. Like they'd be overflowing with like love, support, happiness. Like they're like, despite the fact that, you know, they're in a good place and they feel happy, they could just imagine that their life with you could be so much better. Okay, now I want to see why they like you. Okay. I don't feel like I know which one that is. It's one of these 5, so I'm going to shuffle these 5. And whatever one is the one, it will come forward. Okay, it's this one, the Hierophant. Yeah, that's so interesting, because to me, the Hierophant and the Empress have like very similar energies, in my personal opinion. Although not a lot of people might not agree with me. But it's interesting because the way that they see you and the reason they like you is basically the same. So because they see you as this like really amazing kind of person that is out of their league, that's also why they're drawn to you. I do just think it's straight attraction is what brings them to you initially. I think they see you as someone powerful, intelligent, smart, beautiful. Like they just see you as somebody that they want in their life, who they are just attracted to. Really, it's just like attraction at first sight, to be honest, or love at first sight. I think they immediately see you and that's it. Like they're head over heels. I want to know how you guys will come together. Ooh, okay, so through adventure. Yeah, through adventure is how you guys come together. So I think for you, the way you're going to interact with this person, or maybe the way, if you're asking about someone you're already currently with, this might just be like a rundown of how you guys met, and if it doesn't resonate, then this might not be your pile. But I feel like they saw you, thought you were amazing, way out of their league, terrified to approach you, did it anyway, and their rizz was terrible. So nothing really came of that. But maybe you guys have mutual friends, or you maybe work in the same place, or, you know, there's just something that kind of makes you guys cross paths again. And you might cross paths at a party or at some sort of group gathering, or maybe on a hike or something like that. In some kind of adventure, you guys meet. So any kind of spontaneous thing, like those things that I just suggested. And that's how you guys meet and get to know each other. And so I feel like that's more where your story begins, less here and more here. And I feel like from then on, there's going to be like ups and downs of constantly doubting. This person's constantly doubting whether or not you like them. Like they cannot tell. And so, you know, they struggle to sort of know if you like them, but they're not trying to convince you that they're like the best person for you, because they don't want to manipulate you. I think they just genuinely, they're trying to show who they are and trying to get to know you so that you guys can see if you guys are a good match. How will their opinion of you change once they get to know you? Okay, so we have the 6 of Swords here. Okay, so this, for me, this kind of says that, you know, they still, once they get to know you, they still don't want to move on from you. That is 100% clear. Like, they're still head over heels in love with you. They still want to be with you. They still like you a lot. But they've come to the realization that they need to kind of work on their own insecurities, because I think they've recognized that they put you on a pedestal, and this doesn't mean that they think any less of you. They still see you as this amazing person that's out of their league, but, and you know, they're grateful every day that they're with you, but I think they've just realized, like, they did not have to be so anxious and so nervous and so panicked, because if anything, that kind of ruined it. That ruined the meeting that you guys first had. So they've kind of recognized, like, all they had to do really was be themselves and you guys would have liked each other. So they're starting to realize, like, you're like a normal person, you're a human being, you're just like them, you do just as many weird things as they do, and you're like a normal, ordinary person, and they realize that they didn't have to act so weird and so stressed as well. So they've kind of come to that realization, but they know for sure that this is the one for them. Like, they kind of want to stay, like, keep going with this relationship. They're enjoying it, they like it, and it's kind of confirming for them that they want to be more committed. Once they get to know you, they want to be even more committed to you. Moving on from, like, the kind of getting to know you phase, the situationship phase, into more of a strong relationship with a strong foundation. So do they have the potential to be the one? That's a yes. Okay, so this person does have the potential to be the one, you know, like your soulmate, your person. They definitely have the potential to be all those things. Especially with, like, the ace. This is like, it's pretty certain that they have the potential, but with the ace, it's kind of like a new journey, new adventure, so you've got to kind of see how it goes. It's not a guarantee, like nothing is in this world, so even though there's a strong potential that this could be the one, it also just depends on the journey, you know, and the ups and downs, and how bad those downs are and how good those ups are. It kind of depends on all of that, but I would say that that's a strong yes. And I wanted to know what their love language is. Okay. So you have the Eight of Pentacles for their love language. Okay, I don't feel like their love language is material. I think that their love language is through acts of service. So I think they might provide a lot of acts of service for you, like, you know, that whole, like, TikTok thing of, like, will you peel this orange for me? Like, they would do that. Like, they very much prefer acts of service in terms of showing how they love you. So they would do things for you. Like, they might make your lunch, or, like, plan the date and take you out and take control of all of those things, because they want to show you that they're willing to put the physical effort and work in. Like, they're willing to do the acts of service, basically, for you. And I think they also appreciate those things in return. I don't think they'd expect it, but I think, you know, if they made you, like, lunch every day, even if they're not saying they expect it back, which they should if they want, like, good communication, but they might want it, and so they might, like, just hope that one day you also do the same thing for them, or, like, you might plan the date and take charge there, you know. But definitely I don't feel like it's their love language is money. Like, I don't feel like they want gifts, like material gifts. I think they would love it if you made them something. So, like, if their birthday was coming up or your anniversary was coming up and you wrote them, like, a song or a poem, or made them, like, a scrapbook filled with photos of your time together, like, they would love that sort of thing. Okay, so now we're headed to the last part of the reading. I hope you enjoyed the love heart shape of the reading. I tried my best. But this last part is essentially, you can ask any question you like that you'd like to ask about this relationship or this person, and I'm going to use some sort of prediction fortune telling cards to determine the answer for you. So you can go ahead and ask that question either out loud or in your head, whichever you prefer, and I will answer that now. This says go, the time is right. So this is telling you now's the time to do or whatever it is you're thinking of. If that is maybe like reaching out to somebody, asking them out, making the first move or something, this is basically saying yes, go for it. Whatever your question was, this is like, yeah, do it. Okay, part ones, that was your reading for Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good Valentine's Day as well. If you enjoyed the reading, please consider liking and subscribing, maybe leaving a comment and let me know how well this reading did for you, if it was on point or not. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. And if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye. Okay, hello my pile twos, welcome to your reading. This is all about your person, either your soulmate, the person you're with, the person you got a crush on. We're going to be finding out lots about how they feel about you. So let's get into your first card, which is all about how this person sees you. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So I think this person sees you as really driven, especially in terms of money and career. They see you as someone who values physical, like monetary things. I think they see you as quite a glamorous person. Like, you pay a lot of attention to putting in the work with, beauty and healthcare, like skincare routines, things like that. So you might go get like your lashes done or your nails done, or maybe you get manicures or pedicures, something like that. Like, they see you as someone who puts a lot of maintenance into themselves and also appreciates the finer things in life, gifts, money. And I think as well, they see you as somebody who is special. Like, I see, even though this is like a horse, because of the pentagram that's behind it, it's kind of like creating a little point at the top, which reminds me of a unicorn. So I think they see you as like rare and special. That's their sort of first impression of you. Okay, so now let's see what their rizz is like. What is their rizz like? The Hermit. Ooh, okay, they're like a dark horse. They are unsuspecting for sure. So I think like this person can be quite quiet and quite calculating and decisive, and they pay attention to their surroundings before they act. So for example, say if they're meeting a group for the first time and they're not really sure about what these people are like, they might be great, they might not, so they kind of want to gauge what these people are like. They might be really silent the first time meeting these people, getting to know them, and once they've sussed them out, from there on, they'll start, paying more attention to the people they like and kind of moving away from the people they don't feel like they vibed with. So, in that sense, I feel like their rizz is the same. You won't expect it. Like, they'll kind of be quiet around you while they're getting to know you. Or you might not even know this person has a crush on you. Like, they might be keeping it secret. And you might not even know them, and they've just noticed you, and they've got this crush on you, they're harboring this crush, but they're not really doing anything. And then all of a sudden, they just come in with the good rizz. Like, they have such charm and charisma, and they just have the best lines. And you're like, where did this person come from? You're like, where have you been? Where have you been hiding? Because I wanted this. So that's their rizz. I feel like they've got it good. They got it down. Okay, so what are their initial feelings towards you? The World card. Yeah, that's amazing. I think that they have a lot of feelings for you. I think they see you as someone who could literally be their whole world. Like, they see you as someone very successful and special, and they see that you guys could have a lot of success together. For some reason, I'm seeing like the sort of typical kind of traditional relationship of like marriage, babies, mortgage, things like that. I'm seeing a very traditional relationship. I think that's how they can envision your relationship together. When they're sort of lurking in the dark and thinking about what you guys could be like together, they could see you guys being like each other's worlds and being really, really great together, and like a power couple, especially in terms of in public around other people. People see you and they're jealous of what you have. I think that's how they sort of feel towards you. They feel like you guys could have that. It feels like everything they feel and think, it feels like it's coming from a place of fantasy. So it kind of, to me, feels like they know of you before you know of them, and that gives them time to think about what your lives could be like together. Like, they maybe like daydream about you two. So that's kind of what I'm feeling. I feel like they don't know you personally, they're more like thinking of you. So they might have like seen you in public, but you guys don't know each other and they haven't approached you, and so then they go home and they think about you, like, and then maybe you guys meet at another point in time, but like they definitely are thinking about you, or they see you on social media and they're thinking about you, and eventually like they'll reach out. But especially for the initial part of your relationship, I feel like you don't know them and they're just kind of harboring this flame, you know? Okay, so why do they like you? It was this one. You have temperance in reverse. Okay, so I think they think you're very fiery and passionate, and I think they like that. They want to know more about you. You know what I mean? Like, I think they see you as this kind of unpredictable, fiery, passionate, driven by emotions kind of person. And they like that. They see that as what they want. Like, they see that as very attractive. It's just something that they're attracted to in a person, is that kind of fiery energy. How will you guys come together? So you have the 9 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I feel like they're manifesting. They be dreaming about you. And that's how you guys come together. I feel like they are willing to put the work in that is necessary to get the chance to go out with you. So like, they definitely manifest you, but this doesn't feel very passive. This feels like persistence and courage. I feel like they're like, okay, to get like someone as special as you, it will require a lot of special effort on my part. So I feel like they are doing what is necessary to reach out to you. So to try and impress you, they come in with the good rizz. They keep, asking you on dates. And even if, you bring out that fiery, passionate energy and you kind of keep them on their toes, they're not going to let that, scare them off. They're going to keep being courageous because they like that about you. So they're going to keep putting the work in. They've got all these like flames at the end of these ones. Like, they've got the passion, they love it, and they love that you reciprocate that. So they're going to keep putting the work in to get to know you. So that's how you guys come together, is they are just really persistent and courageous in kind of pursuing you, which inevitably kind of leads to you guys being together. How will their opinion of you change once they get to know you? So you have the Chariot. I think once they get to know you, they see you as very hardworking, and I think they still see you as this like really driven person. But initially, I think they saw you, as I said, you like the finer things in life. You put a lot of maintenance into your looks and things like that. So you get your like nails done, or your eyelashes done, or your hair done. And I think that can come across to people as like quite passive, like you're almost just sitting on all this gold that just comes your way, when really there's a lot of work behind it. And so once they get to know you, they're like, wow, this person's actually like really driven, really ambitious. They work hard to get all of these things in order to do that. And they see you as that. And I think you like to test the waters with people, and you also like to take your time to make sure that they are good enough for you. So when you're like keeping them on your toes, you're kind of keeping a distance. But once they get to know you, you're like very forward, very all over them, touchy-feely, very intimate. And so that's how their opinion changes as well, because before I think they found that you weren't really quick to give your emotions to anybody. But once they've got to know you, you're very like emotional and emotionally driven. Like, they saw you as fiery and passionate, but they hadn't seen this kind of more affectionate side, which is something that they learn about you as well once they get to know you. Do they have the potential to be the one? So you have the 5 of Wands. By the way, if you're in a relationship, this could just be like, when I'm saying how you may meet this person, it could be that this is how you guys met already. But if that doesn't resonate, then you might prefer a different pile. Also, I'm trying to make this like a love heart shape. It will come together, but yeah, I hope you like it. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands for whether or not they have the potential to be the one. I feel like with this person, you've kind of met your match, and I feel like in the same sense that you're very fiery and passionate, so are they. And I think there can be a lot of jealousy in the relationship, which can both strengthen and weaken their ability to be the one. It depends on how they handle it. So I feel like you guys do have your little like spats about jealousy, and you guys are quite competitive. So if someone kind of comes into the other person's life and is trying to grow off them, the other person immediately gets competitive with that person who's come in. So I feel like you guys do go through these very sort of like dramatic, jealous, like Ross and Rachel type arguments. Depending on how you guys act, so long as it's like healthy and balanced and equal, I think they definitely do have the potential to be the one. But if they don't handle it well, like if they're really rude and they try and be like controlling because someone else is attracted to you, which is beyond your control, then they're kind of like jeopardizing their ability to be the one, if they mishandle the situation. So it's really dependent on how the relationship goes. And I also wanted to know what their love language is. Oh, okay, they have the sun. Okay, that's interesting. I feel like their love language is through their own success. So I feel like they try and be really like happy and positive, and they try and provide that to you. By them being happy and positive, they provide a happy and positive space for you to come home to. So that's how they show their love. But also, I think they try and be successful in the same ways that you are. Like, they try and, work really hard to get good money, be really driven, and then take care of themselves in the exact same way that you do, so that they can return those efforts back to you. So I think their love language is through this much bigger sense of an act of service. So it's by improving themselves that they try and show their love to you, because then you get to be with someone who's on your level. So they're constantly trying to reach your level, if that makes sense. And that's their love language. See, it's kind of like a heart now. Okay, so we're on to the final part of the reading, where you can ask any question you like. It's just going to be one question. And this can be about the person in question. It can be about, is it this person that this reading's about, or, so and so. So long as the question is a yes or no question, then I can answer it with these fortune telling cards. So go ahead and ask your question either out loud or in your mind, and I will answer that for you. Oh, so you have go, the time is right. So this is like yes, basically. This is the right time to reach out to whoever it is you're thinking about, or this is the right time for them to come into your life. That's essentially what this is. It's basically yes. Okay, pile 2. So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like the video, comment if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more from me. If you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. This card in particular was very similar to the first pile. If you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. And if not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye! Okay, hello my pile threes, welcome to your reading. This is all about that special person that you've got on your mind and how they feel about you. So let's get into your first card. You have the 10 of Cups for how this person sees you. By the way, I'm going to try and make the reading into like a love heart. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will work. But yeah, so wow, I mean, this is the biggest compliment in the world, honestly. The way that they see you is a very happy, harmonious person with that, you've got great values, you've got a really good sense of self, you stay true to who you are. You're such a happy, bright, energetic, like bubbly person, and that's exactly how they see you. Also, they could see themselves having a really satisfying relationship with you. They can just see the compatibility from a mile away because of this fantastic energy that you've got. They see you as happy, successful as well, and that can be success in whatever sense success looks to you or that person. And immediately this draws them in and they want to get to know you. Okay, so let's answer the important question. What is their rizz like? Okay, So you have the Queen of Cups. Okay, I think I think they've got good rizz, but their rizz is a little bit all over the place. Like, it might not fit the circumstance. So I think that they've got like a really good, like, funny way of approaching you, and they do have good rizz, but sometimes it can just seem like it's out of context for the situation. So it kind of comes so left field. You're like, where was this coming from? 2 minutes ago we were talking like we're friends. Now you're trying to step to me. Like, it just comes out of nowhere. So I do think they have good rizz. I just don't know if they know when is the right time to wield it. You know, when is it appropriate to use that rizz? Okay, so what are their initial feelings towards you? We have the Six of Swords. Wow, so straight away, initially, they're very committed to you. Or they want to be, at least. That straight away they have the intention of being in a committed relationship. And I think they also see you as somebody who, you know, they want to be certain of. And because they want to be certain of you, like, they are prepared to walk away if they feel like, you know, there's not that connection. So they have the intention of coming up to you really strongly with like romantic energy to see if it works, because they want to know if it works. If it does, they're going to be so committed. If they're like, okay, this doesn't work, then they're not going to try again. That line is just like they're really like yes or no. This is very black or white. There's no grey middle ground. They want to get to know you, and if you don't feel the same way, then they're moving on. So I think their initial feelings are they want to be in a serious relationship straight away with you, and they want to see if you feel open to that. Okay, why do they like you? The Magician. You're exactly what they fantasize about. I think when they see you, you're exactly their type. So let's say like let's say their type is like, I don't know, we could be anything, but let's just say they have a really specific type of like the exact, you know, person that they're thinking of would have this job and would look like this and be like this and act like that and have these primary emotions. Like, in terms of your success and your happiness, maybe that's exactly what they've envisioned for a partner. And it's almost like someone you've come straight out of their mind. Like, it's as if the universe was like, oh, that's your type, boom, here you go. Like, and they've taken the person straight out of their brain and put them in front of them. Like, you're exactly who they think about when they think of their ideal person. So when they see you, it's that immediate attraction. That's why they like you. They see you and they're like, there's no way that you exist. Like, how is this possible? They're really flabbergasted, really just like swept away by you. So I think they're really impressed, and that's why they want to get to know you. Okay, how will you guys come together? You have the Page of Cups. This is like, you have very strong love cards in this reading, especially with all the cups. So far you've had 3 cup cards, which is like with the swords, that was so like headstrong. But then you've got 3 love cards as well. I feel such a strong love energy going on here. This feels really positive. Okay, so with the Page of Cups, I don't feel like the universe wants me to tell you exactly how you're going to meet, and it hasn't told me. So I feel like that it wants there to be that mystery there, because otherwise you're going to know who this person is, or you're going to try and tamper with it, and that they don't want that to happen. They don't want you to try and rush things. It's going to happen when the universe says it's going to happen for you. So you don't really get to see how exactly you guys are going to come together. But with the Page of Cups, firstly, this is someone brand new. You do not see them coming. And I think they might just straight up approach you. Because as I said, with this headstrongness, they're like, you ain't getting away. Like, they're like, I've set my sights on you. I cannot leave after seeing you without at least coming up to you and talking to you. Like, they just can't do it. They have to get to know you. So I think that they're going to be really quite forward. But also, I see like a youthful, light-hearted energy. Like, they're very playful, they're very sweet, they're funny, they're charming, they're really trying to rizz you up. Like, they've got that energy and they're trying to bring it. They know that they're charismatic, so they're really trying to put it on you. Like, that's you and this is them. Like, there's no worries. They are just straightforward, like, going for you. But there's this like playfulness, which makes me feel like you guys might be doing something really silly or goofy when you meet, and very like childish, like maybe like a paint fight or a food fight or something, and then you guys see each other. Like, I'm not really sure, but because as I said, I'm not supposed to tell you exactly how, but I definitely see something playful, but I also see them being very funny and endearing in that sense, and kind of like silly and immature. Like, that's the nature of how you guys meet. Okay, how will their opinion of you change once they get to know you? Okay, 4 of Cups. I feel like once they get to know you, I feel like they start to feel a little bit, and this is nothing to do with you, this is 100% because of that headstrong, fiery energy, but I feel like they feel a little bit disconnected from the relationship. I think because they built you up so much in their head, and because, as I said, you look exactly like the person they fantasize about all day. So if you don't match up to that expectation in their mind, which no one can, because no one can know what someone's thinking, and no one's going to pretend to be, it wouldn't be healthy to pretend to be the person they want you to be. You've just got to be you and be loved for that, and if they don't love you for that, they're not the right person. But I feel like they feel a little bit disconnected. So for example, say if like you look exactly like their celebrity crush and that's why they approached you, at the end of the day, you're not that person. So you can't, match that kind of, that energy that they're thinking about. So I feel like they start to feel a bit disconnected, and then they have to kind of take time to themselves to meditate and think, like, did I do like what's right for me and what's right for you? Because at the end of the day, they're letting you down by being this way. They're being very delusional. And so I think they're starting to pull a little bit away. But it's not that they want to end the relationship, it's just that they're adjusting to the fact that they're getting to know someone who is different to who they thought they were getting to know. Like, they played themselves here, and it was also disrespectful to you because they kind of set you up as well. So they kind of have to deal with those feelings. Whether or not they resolve them, that's up to them, but I do feel like as the relationship grows, they feel a bit disconnected, which is something they have to work on. That is not anything to do with you, and it's not something that you need to fix either. Okay, do they have the potential to be the one? Okay, so you have the Hierophant and the Moon. So with the Moon, there's an air of mystery. This could be the one, this also might not. There's 2 sides, there's 2 faces to the Moon, there's 2 sides. There's the side that you see and the side that's sort of shrouded in darkness that you don't get to see. So this might be the person for you, but it also might not be. It really depends on whether or not you like both those sides that you see once you get to know them, so long as they show you both sides as well. And then with the Hierophant, I'm conflicted because I feel like so long as you like traditional routes, traditional paths, this might also be where the disconnect comes from, then this might be the person for you. But if you don't, then it might not be, because I feel like fundamentally your opinions on the way things should go and what you want and expect out of a relationship is different. You might not want like the traditional route of like marriage and babies, but they might want marriage and like 5 babies, and it's too much, and you're like, no, like I'm not going to be doing all of that. And so maybe that's where this disconnect and this conflict comes from. But you guys might disagree on what it is you expect from the relationship and where you expect it to go. If you disagree, this is not the one for you. But if you guys do agree on these things and you have the same sort of mind about it, then this easily could be the one for you. But again, there's another thing at play here of them kind of being two-faced, so you've got to be able to see both sides of them, and you've got to see every side of them in order to know exactly who you're entering this relationship with. Otherwise, they can't be the one for you. If you don't know them, if they're not honest with you, how could they be the one? So they have to be a lot more honest, and you guys have to have conversations about what it is you expect from the relationship in order to even see if they're the one. Like, that question can't even be answered until those 2 things are kind of sorted out. I also wanted to know what their love language was. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So there's two things that I see as their love language. They view positivity as love language. So you, as I said, why they were drawn to you is twofold, but initially their interpretation of you is that you're a very happy person. And I think to them that signifies love. Like, they want that. They want to be around a happy person, because that side that they're presenting to you, that side of themselves that they're presenting, one side of the moon, is very happy and positive and bubbly and funny and matches you perfectly. So they view that as their love language, and they view in being happy, they view that as giving you the gift of love, because they're withholding this other side to them. So they feel like they're almost doing you a service in staying two-faced when really they're not, because they're not being honest about who they are. But I think that's a part of their love language, is conveying happiness. But I do also think that this person does like gift giving. I think they may try to give gifts to make up for failings in the relationship. Don't fall for that. Absolutely not. If they try and make up for any mistakes with gifts that cost them nothing, like, it literally they just bought it, like, it didn't, they're not gonna change their ways or, try and improve in any kind of way, then don't accept it. But if they're gonna do both, then you go ahead and do what you want to do. But I think they do show love by being happy, even if they don't feel like being happy, which is really something they have to work through on their own. And they show love by giving gifts, monetary things. Okay, now we're on to the last part of the reading. Basically, you can ask any question you like about, it has to be a yes or no question, but it will be about, this situation, this relationship, this person. You can ask, like, is this reading about so and so? Like, you can ask whatever you like, and I will try my best to answer it with these prediction cards, these fortune telling cards. So go ahead and think about the question you want to ask, or ask it out loud, whichever you prefer, and I will answer that for you now. Ooh. No. Yeah, I feel very, very, like, blindsided. I feel, like, upset on your behalf. Because I'm like, how dare they come in here trying to pretend that they're, like, the best person ever, and then feel disconnected. But you know what? People are entitled to their feelings. It doesn't make them a terrible person. You can't help how you feel. So, I suppose so long as, they're honest and open, and they can show you, like, be open and upfront with you and tell you how they're feeling, because this is the other side of that moon, is this disconnect. So long as they're honest about how they're feeling and you guys can work through it together, then, I suppose it's okay. But yeah, that was your reading pile 3. I made it into a love heart. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah. I do see, like, I just want to clarify, I do see love in this relationship, because you had, like, so many cup cards. There is so much love here. But that was your reading pile 3. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on Tìandtarot. Bye.